Did you also think about steaming hot nights with live music and sensual dancing? And maybe Fidel Castro? We are not going to argue, but Cuba is all that. Cuba is known for their rum and cigars, but what you may not know is that this Caribbean island is so much more. Did you know that it is also one of the main countries Hollywood directors choose to film their movies? For example, Fast and Furious 8 and Fresa y Chocolate. This movie was shot entirely in Havana and became one of the most successful Cuban movies internationally. So there are quite a few interesting facts about Cuba outside of the stereotype. Most don't know much about its history, culture, or people. In this collection of facts about Cuba, we're going to break down some of the most common myths about Cuba and show you what the country is really like. Number 1. Cuba is the largest island in the Caribbean by quite some margin, and in terms of land area, is around the same size as Pennsylvania. It's a long island too. It could stretch from South Carolina to Arkansas. Number 2. There's more to Cuba than the main island also. There are 4 smaller groups of islands that surround the larger island to its south and north. In fact, Cuba actually consists of more than 4,000 islands and cays, with an area of 40,852 square miles, 105,806 square kilometers. Cuba is nearly 10 times larger than Jamaica. Number 3. The capital and largest city of Cuba is Havana, or La Habana in Spanish, and the second largest city is Santiago de Cuba. Number 4. Cuba is known for its stunning beaches, including Varadero and Cayo Coco. Number 5. The official language of Cuba is Spanish. Number 6. The currency used in Cuba is the Cuban peso, the CUP, and the convertible peso, CUC. Cuba was, until very recently, one of the few places that you could use 2 different currencies, the Cuban peso, the standard national currency, and the Cuban convertible peso, which was used by tourists. Number 7. The Cuban Revolution, led by Fidel Castro, took place in 1959 and resulted in the establishment of a socialist state. Number 8. The name Cuba probably comes from the language of the Taino, the original inhabitants of the Caribbean, who originally called the island Cubanascnan. It might mean great place of where fertile land is abundant. Number 9. Cuban cigars are famous the world over, and they're not only made for export either. Cigars are incredibly popular across all social classes in Cuba, unlike in many other countries where they are seen as the exclusive domain of the rich. Yet what is it that makes Cuban cigars so popular? Cuban cigars are made from a great mix of tobacco leaves that have been cured twice, creating a smooth and flavorful smoke. Number 10. Cuba has a free universal healthcare system that is highly regarded internationally. Number 11. The house where Fidel Castro was born, which is located in Biran, Holguin province, is today a small museum called Casa Natal de Fidel Castro. Number 12. The national sport of Cuba is baseball, and the country has a rich baseball history. Number 13. Ernest Hemingway lived in Cuba for many years and wrote some of his most famous works there, including The Old Man and the Sea. Number 14. People pay for staple food and supplies with coupons from their libretto. Their libretto is a ration book with coupons for monthly food supplies such as rice, sugar, meats, and basic supplies such as cooking fuels. Food and basic supplies are rationed due to economic challenges. Number 15. Cuba is full of classical cars from the 1950s and 60s. That's because after the Cuban Revolution, Castro banned car imports from the U.S. Because of these vintage cars and Cuba's colonial architecture, Cuba is sometimes described as a country frozen in time. Number 16. The Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961 was an unsuccessful attempt by the United States to overthrow the Cuban government. Number 17. Cuba has a tropical climate with a dry season from November to April and a wet season from May to October. Number 18. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 brought the world to the brink of nuclear war during the Cold War. Number 19. The Sierra Maestra mountain range in eastern Cuba is home to Pico Torquino, the highest point in the country. Number 20. Cuba is famous for its rum, with brands like Havana Club being internationally recognized. 21. Che Guevara, a prominent figure in the Cuban Revolution, is buried in Santa Clara, Cuba. 22. The Tropicana nightclub in Havana is known for its vibrant cabaret shows and is a popular tourist attraction. Number 23. Cuba has a rich Afro-Cuban culture influenced by the African heritage of many of its inhabitants. Number 24. Genetic studies have found that Cubans have 72% European, 20% African, and 8% indigenous DNA. 25. Cuba has a diverse range of ecosystems, including tropical rainforests, wetlands, and coral reefs. 26. The Cuban sandwich, made with ham, roasted pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard, is a popular local delicacy. 27. If you're a bird lover, then you're in for a treat. Cuba is home to the world's smallest bird, the bee hummingbird. This beautiful little creature weighs less than 1/10 of an ounce and is just 2.5 inches long. Number 28. Like Cuban culture, Cuban cuisine is influenced by Spanish, African, and Caribbean cuisines. Rice and beans are staples in Cuba. Number 29. The Cuban flag consists of 5 horizontal stripes, 3 blue and 2 white, with a red equilateral triangle in the left side containing a white 5-pointed star. Number 30. The Cuban Revolution led to significant social and economic reforms, including the nationalization of industries and land. Number 31. Cuba has a well-developed education system with emphasis on science and technology. Number 32. The Cuban government provides free education at all levels, including universities and professional schools. Number 33. Men playing dominoes in the street is a common sight in most Cuban neighborhoods. Dominoes is a popular Cuban pastime and social activity. The players normally sit around tables in the street and play dominoes for hours. Some neighborhoods even have their own tournaments with 2 pairs of players playing against each other. Number 34. The Cuban healthcare system emphasizes preventive medicine and has made significant contributions in medical research and treatment. Number 35. The United States and Cuba reestablished diplomatic relations in 2015 after more than 50 years of strained relations. Number 36. One thing you'll notice while traveling through Cuba is the large number of local hitchhikers on main roads. The vast majority of Cubans do not own a car. While the transport system is improved in recent years, buses are normally overcrowded and infrequent. Thus, many Cubans resort to hitchhiking to get to their destination. Number 37. Cuba is one of only 4 remaining communist countries in the world. The others are China, Laos, and Vietnam. Number 38. The Cuban Revolution brought significant improvements in education and healthcare, but also limited political freedoms and human rights. Number 39. Cuba has a rich history of arts and literature, with notable figures such as José Martí and Alejo Carpentier. Number 40. The Cuban Missile Crisis led to the removal of Soviet nuclear missiles from Cuba and a pledge by the United States not to invade the island. Number 41. In 2016, Fidel Castro died at the age of 90, and the nation mourned. His ashes were placed in the same cemetery as those of national hero José Martí. Before dying, he asked for no statues or monuments to be made of him. Number 42. Havana Club and Bacardi were rum competitors in Cuba. Havana Club was taken over by the Cuban state and continued to be sold to countries around the world, except the U.S. Bacardi now makes its own version of Havana Club after winning a court case to use the name, which it makes in Puerto Rico and sells in the U.S. 43. Cuba has well-preserved colonial architecture, particularly in Old Havana, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Number 44. Cuba is home to 9 UNESCO biosphere reserves, protecting its diverse ecosystems and wildlife. Number 45. The Cuban education system places a strong emphasis on arts, and the country has produced many renowned musicians, painters, and writers. Number 46. While salsa is famous the world over, the most popular music genre in Cuba is son cubano. Like many other Cuban music genres, son cubano contains Spanish and African musical influences. Number 47. The Cuban government heavily subsidizes basic necessities like food, housing, and utilities for its citizens. Number 48. The Cuban healthcare system has been praised for its emphasis on preventative medicine and its contributions to medical research research, Cuba has the highest number of doctors relative to population in the world. It has sent thousands of doctors to help other countries. Number 49. Cuba has a rich tradition of Afro-Cuban religions such as Santeria, which blend African spiritual beliefs with Catholicism. Number 50. Despite being a fairly poor country by global standards, Cuba has an impressive welfare state that, according to statistics, does a solid job of taking care of its citizens. The Cuban literacy rate is a massive 99.7%. Thank you for watching our video. How many of these interesting facts about Cuba did you already know? Please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. If you're planning to travel to Cuba, this collection of Cuba facts are unforgettable. It'll help you plan a better, more engaging trip to this beautiful country, making it a truly once-in-a-lifetime trip.